The 4-1-2-1-2 narrow has been insane since the start of FC25, and with these custom tactics, you're gonna absolutely dominate on the attack and on the defense. How's it going, lads? Y5K, welcome to a brand new custom tactics in FC25, and this time it's the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow formation, which have been absolutely great for me since the start of FC25. On the last weekend league, I wasn't using the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow on the start, I was using it on the very last matches, and it literally saved me. It's a formation to absolutely dominate on the attack and on the defense. You will get that high press that you need in game. Now, yup, you don't have width on this formation, you don't have wingers, but on the attack, it's absolutely fantastic, and you can play a tiki-taka as well. Wherever you look, you're gonna find someone to pass to. Really loving these custom tactics, and on the defense, it's just perfect. So on this video, let me give you one of the best 4-1-2-1-2 narrow custom tactics that you can use right now in FC24. Let's jump straight into the custom tactics. FC25 is here, and of course, the most important thing about the game is coins. Don't you worry about the cost anymore. Check out lootbar.gg. Lootbar is the cheapest and the safest platform on the market. They are 10% cheaper than all other platforms, and another 8% off to use my promotional code, and another 5% extra coins. Buying 1 million coins in-game will cost you 10 times more than Lootbar. Many huge content creators are using Lootbar, and not only them, many users stick with Lootbar as well. Fast delivery within 30 minutes. Don't forget to use my code Y5K for extra 8% off. Looking for coins? There is not a better platform other than Lootbar. Before I show you the code, I recommend you to stick to the video or just watch some minutes before copying these custom tactics so you can understand how it will work in game, because with these custom tactics you need certain player rules to use. Here's the code if you want to copy these custom tactics straight to your game. And now let's move on into the custom tactics. Just a quick note, narrow formations are not for everybody. If you play with wingers in game, there is a big chance you may not like these custom tactics in game. That's because you don't have wingers on this formation. You need to know how to use this formation and these custom tactics. So if you are playing with wingers in game, just put on your mind you are moving into a completely different thing. Let's start things up with the build-up style. I'm going with counter just to get that high press in game. And to be honest, with this formation you can go with balance, because the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow is already a high pressing formation. It's shaped like a high pressing formation, and it is a high pressing formation even if you use balance with it. So it's up to you. You can use both. You can use counter and balance and see which one fits your play style. Moving on into depth, I'm using 0 depth. Of course not, but just want to say everyone use different depth. Everyone has got a different play style. So for depth, use the depth that fit your play style. Don't go for the depth that I'm using. Don't go for the depth that pro player is using. Use the depth that fit your playstyle. If you like to play with high press, or maybe you don't like playing with high press, that time you should probably go with 50 or 50 depth. For me, I'm using 65 depth. I'm used to that and it's absolutely great. But like I said, if you don't like to play with high press, you can go with 50 or 55, and it's already a high pressing formation. So basically you don't have to go with high depth. So basically in the end, like I always say, depth depends on your play style. Let's move on into the player roles. Here's the formation will look like without the ball, and here's what the formation will look like with the ball. No huge difference to be honest, but with the ball you will get one of your fullbacks, your right back or left back. You can choose who you want to. He will slightly help you on the attack. He will be the player to provide width on the attack. I'm using wing back, not attacking wing back. And to be honest, I'm not using him on the attack at all. If I wanted to, I can go with attacking fullback. But so far, I'm really loving this formation as it is, narrow with no width on the attack. Let's move on into the player roles. Right center back, left center back, defender. Right back, fullback with balance, and left back, wing back I'm using with him. With that, like I said, he will slightly help you on the attack. He will be there for you on the attack, but you're not gonna see him trying to get in behind. Basically, I'm using that to get an extra option. When I wanna pass the ball around, I will see my left back there for me on the attack. Let's move on into the middle fielder. CDM, holding middle fielder with roaming. And as we all know, for a holding middle fielder, he's not gonna help you on the attack, he's gonna stay back while attacking. Basically, you need a proper CDM, a player with absolutely great defending and physicality, a player who can intercept, tackle, and stop a counter attack. He's not gonna help you on the attack at all, he's gonna stay back while attacking, so you need a player who can stop the counter attack every time you want to. Moving on into the right center mid and left center mid, what I'm using with them is box to box. With that, they will help you on the attack and help you on the defense at the same time. And as a box to box, you should be using players with good all-rounded stats, players who can help you on the attack by scoring, assisting, or dribbling. At the same time, they can help you on the defense by intercepting and tackling. Road to knockout stage, Thoram is good to use. He has got the box-to-box plus as well, and that's exactly what type of players that you need. As you can see, I'm using Barella and Thoram, and they are just perfect. You need players with good rounded stats. Moving on into the center attacking mid, probably the most important player on this formation. Basically, is going to be the connection between your defense and your attack. And as you can see, I'm using the shadow striker player rule with the center attacking mid. With that, sometimes when there's some space, you're going to see him trying to get in behind and trying to break the defense line. But the most important thing about him, you need a player with absolutely great dribbling and passing. He is the center attacking mid. He's going to be the connection between your defense and your attack. He's going to be the player to deliver the ball to the right striker and left striker. So you need a player with absolutely great passing. You need a player who can deliver a good through pass every time you want to. Not only that, also about the center attacking mid, you need a player who can hold up the play with his dribbling. Like I said, these custom tactics and formation can be used as a tiki-taka. The main player on the attack is the center attacking mid. In every goal you score, the ball is gonna go through your center attacking mid 100%, and a lot of times he's gonna be the one to score. And I recommend you to get a player who has got the shadow striker plus or the shadow striker plus plus, because if you are using a player who doesn't have the shadow striker plus, that time you're not gonna see him trying to get in behind. You're just gonna see him playing as a proper playmaker. The shadow striker is an absolutely great player role to use if you have got a player who has got the shadow striker plus or the shadow striker plus plus. Let's move on into the attack. I'm using advanced forward with the right striker and left striker. Yep, I have got Alex Morgan, and I'm not using the butcher player role. I'm using the advanced forward player role with her. If you want to use the butcher player role with one of your strikers, if you have got Alex Morgan or Haaland for example, you can do that. But the reason why I'm using advanced forward with the right striker and left striker, that is because with advanced forward they will stay central, but with butcher, let's say you are using the butcher player role with the right striker, he's not gonna stay central. Sometimes you're gonna see him drifting wild, drifting on the wing. And after using the butcher player role with this formation, they didn't really like it, to be honest. Now it might be better if I use butcher on the right striker and left striker, but they didn't really like it when I used advanced forward with butcher with this formation. If I had wingers, it would be better, but with the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, I need my right striker and left striker to stay central and always try to get in behind. Right striker will be always trying to get in behind on the right side, and left striker will be always trying to get in behind on the left side. And I found that absolutely great and better than the butcher play role with this formation. And Alex Morgan is her. If you want to use the butcher, if you want to use the advanced forward, it doesn't really matter, she is her. And Smith as well. With these custom tactics, you need to be using strikers who can easily get in behind, strikers with absolutely great pace. With that being said, lads, these are all the custom tactics and the player rules that I'm using with the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. I'm playing it tiki-taka, and I'm using this formation as a balanced formation. I'm not using it as an attacking formation. If I want to use it as an attacking formation, I would probably go with higher depth. Not only that, also I would be using attacking wing back with my right back or left back, or maybe both of them. But that's not the case for me. I'm using the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow as a balanced formation. Great on the attack and great on the defense at the same time. With that being said, this is the video done. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.